Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper trending on X, published on November 26, 2025, about 3 days ago. This paper introduces MrHash, a graphics processing unit native, variance adaptive, multi-resolution voxel grid that delivers up to 13 times speed up and up to 4 times lower memory usage than fixed resolution baselines, while keeping 3D reconstruction accuracy on par with state-of-the-art methods. The paper is titled Resolution Where It Counts, Hash-Based GPU-Accelerated 3D Reconstruction via Variance Adaptive Voxel Grids. And as we will see later, the combination of adaptive resolution and fully parallel rendering has striking implications for real-time 3D mapping and view synthesis. The introduction just sketched the promise of adaptive voxels, and Figure 1 turns that into a visual overview of the full pipeline. The left side shows RGBD images or LiDAR point clouds being packed into a sparse, multi-resolution voxel grid, whose cell sizes adapt based on distance field variance, so complex regions get finer detail. The center illustrates the resulting surface reconstruction, while the right radar chart compares quality, memory, and speed to prior systems. The previous figure introduced the overall idea, and Figure 2 now spells out the concrete processing stages on the graphics card. The full diagram shows how input depth or point data first triggers voxel block allocation, then integration into a color distance field inside a sparse voxel grid. The lower left panel illustrates resolution downsampling, where low variance regions merge into coarser voxels. On the right, one branch performs surface extraction for clean meshes, while the other feeds the grid into 3D Gaussian splatting to render realistic views. Alright, Figure 3 explains how the sparse voxel grid connects to the hash table on the graphics card. The top row shows the hash table H, whose highlighted buckets each point into different voxel block heaps at the next levels. The middle rows, labeled H0 through Hn, store blocks at multiple resolutions, so fine grids sit in one heap, while coarser grids sit in others. On the right, the stacked cubes visualize this resolution hierarchy from fine at the top to coarse at the bottom. Well, Figure Table 1 presents a head-to-head comparison of 3D reconstruction quality across several pipelines for both RGBD and LiDAR data. The table reports accuracy and completeness in centimeters, plus a consistency loss and an F-score, so lower errors and higher F-scores are better. The green cells highlight the best and second best numbers. Our method consistently reaches the lowest errors and the highest F-scores, especially in the multi-resolution setting, while competing methods sometimes even fail on LiDAR sequences. So while Table 1 focused on reconstruction quality, Table 4 compares runtime and processing speed across several datasets. The table reports milliseconds per frame and frames per second, so lower time and higher frames per second indicate better performance. Our single resolution and multi-resolution versions consistently sit at or near the top, highlighted in green. On ScanNet and Oxford Spires, the single resolution variant is fastest, while on the NC sequence, the multi-resolution variant achieves the highest frame rate. Alright, while Table 4 compared raw runtime, Table 5 focuses on rendering quality and speed on the replica dataset. The metrics show that the multi-resolution version reaches the best visual quality, with the highest PSNR and SSIM and the lowest LPIPS, so images look both sharper and more faithful. The base version of our method achieves the fastest rendering at about 28 frames per second, with the lowest time per frame. The extra optimization iterations slightly improve quality over the plain single resolution run, but at a small cost in speed. Well, while Table 5 emphasized rendering quality, Table 3 shifts to memory usage through mesh complexity. The table reports vertex and face counts, plus memory in megabytes for RGBD, LiDAR, and their average, which together approximate how heavy each reconstruction is in storage. The single resolution variant already beats most baselines, but the multi-resolution version roughly halves vertices and memory again. Those reductions translate into about 2 to 4 times lower memory than competing real-time systems. So to wrap up, the key idea is simple but powerful. Spend resolution only where geometry is complex, and manage everything in a hash grid on the graphics card. That choice delivers state-of-the-art quality, with big wins in memory and speed, which really matters for real-time mapping and mixed reality systems. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex. Thanks for listening.